Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 2nd of February, 2021. I hope you are well and that you're healthy. And if you are sick, I hope you get better very rapidly. Double blessings on those that are in the healthcare field, risking their own lives to help save others who are sick. Also, upon those who in horrific weather, dangerous weather, deliver goods and services to us across with great distances in large trucks so that we can have food in our supermarkets and in our markets for us to eat. And those that pick up garbage in this hard weather, in this COVID environment where there's disease, risking their lives to pick up garbage so that we can live in a clean place. And also, let me not forget to mention those that have either volunteered, used their personal time, or worked for agencies that are put together for the express purpose of finding and saving children of sex trafficking operations. Double blessings on all of those. Last night there was a basketball game. The New York Knicks, played against the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. And first thing, I just want to come out and say this was a bad loss. It was a bad loss. It was a game Chicago was trying to give to us. See, bad teams, as we know as New York Knicks fans, bad teams, even when they get the lead, they will try to give you back the game. By their own mistakes, by their own futility. They'll try. And Chicago was doing that the whole game. The Knicks were playing badly, and Chicago was trying to give us the game. And we didn't take it. That was the problem. Now, this is a development team. We understand that. We're developing. And during the course of development for any team, and we're talking about our Knicks now, you learn. The object is to learn and get better. And as I said, I believe the Knicks will continue to get better. This is one of those times when I feel like, and again, as you all have been watching my channel know, I'm very reluctant to question anything Tom Thibodeau does because I completely trust him as a coach. I completely trust his decision making. But I have to say it's time for some changes to be made because at this point, what have we learned? Well, first off, to start the season, Tom Thibodeau has said that everything's open to change, that he's open to changing the lineups based on performance and that he rewards minutes based on performance. But as we have seen, it's now 22 games into the season and he has not changed the starting lineup except for times when there has been injury. When there's been injury, he's changed the lineup. But when there's no injuries, he keeps the same lineup. Also, one of the telling things to me, there's several that tell me we need change, is when the Knicks generally win games. When they win games, their bench outscores the opponent's bench. Like today, their bench outscored the opponent's bench. What were the bench points? I forgot. Let's see. Bench points. Oh, I don't see it here on this thing, but I did look at it earlier. But they outscored the opponent's bench by almost double. I think it was almost double. They doubled the output of the Chicago bench scoring. And so when you see that, some say, well, that means we have a strong bench. Yes, we have a strong bench. But the ideal is this. You want your starters to get a lead, right? And you want them to get a lead so that when the bench comes in, they either maintain the lead or increase the lead. That's what you want. Because the assumption is your starters are better than your bench. So that when your starters are in control of the game, the bench comes in and keeps control of the game. That is not the case here. Generally, the bench comes in and the starters have been losing. Sometimes they're winning, but the bench is being depended on to win the games. That should not be the case. Okay? Your bench should not be dependent on night to night to win the game for you. They're there to maintain and, if possible, increase leads. Not to consistently be dependent on to win the game for you. Now, the chief of the bench players that have been doing this is obviously Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly is like probably over the last 10 games. I didn't look at it, but he's probably averaging over 20 a game. And he's been consistently the guy that the Thibs has looked to either keep the New York Knicks in the game or to help win the game. And he's a rookie. Now, I know in Thibs' 8 years, or now his 9th year in being a head coach in the NBA, he has never started a rookie point guard. He has never done it. Some of y'all confused Derrick Rose, saying that Derrick Rose. No, he didn't. Derrick Rose was not a rookie. He was in his 3rd season when Thibodeau came to Chicago. In his 3rd season. Okay, he was not a rookie. Many of y'all think he was because he was young. No, he wasn't a rookie. Thibodeau has never started a rookie point guard. Okay, it's obvious he doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust him like he trusts the veterans. But it is also obvious Elfrid Payton is not a starting level point guard. And if we were just talking about just pure development, if we're just talking about pure development of the team, I can see you using Elfrid Payton as training wheels until your younger guys are ready. But it is quite evident that the younger guys are ready. And it's time. And then, like, I noticed there's obviously been some soul searching on the Knicks in this past couple of days because Iggy Brasdegas and Dennis Smith Jr. have been assigned to the G League. So basically, we're saying, the Knicks are saying to them, listen, you got to get better. You got to get reps. You're not going to get reps on the regular team. So go to the G League, get some reps, get better to keep your NBA career going. That's the object. Okay, get better, keep your career going. Get some reps in the G League, and that was a good decision. But why are we making soul-searching decisions? And again, last night, Kevin Knox, 2nd DNP in 2 days. So if you're not going to play him, put him down there too. Okay, and let's get some reps. That's number 1. Number 2, hey, listen, Elfrid Payton played 18 minutes last night. Again, 10 minutes too much. I quickly played 30. About 10 minutes too little. Should have had him out there. Okay, should have had him out there. Burks played 29. Okay, got that. Mitchell Robinson played 20, but the reason he played 20 is because Nerlens Noel was playing good last night. And I hear that. I'm not saying Nerlens Noel should start by any means, but Nerlens Noel was playing good. Mitchell got in some early foul trouble, which is a rarity for him this year. And so he only played 20 minutes. But he would have played more if Nerlens Noel wasn't playing so well. And Nerlens Noel was playing well, especially on the defensive end. He ended up getting 5 blocks yesterday. You can't take him out when you're doing that. Now, Reggie Bullock. The reason Reggie Bullock is on the floor. The reason he's on the floor is to play defense and to hit open threes or open shots. Spot up shoot. He was 1 for 7 last night, and it wasn't the first time he's been struggling shooting from outside. It wasn't the first time. And his defense has not, this is the thing, last night the Knicks defense is slipping, man. It's obviously over the last few games, the defense is slipping. It's slipping. Okay. So as I am a Tom Thibodeau fan. And so as a Tom Thibodeau fan, I gotta believe, and the reason I'm a fan of Tom Thibodeau is because he thinks basketball the way I like to think basketball. I have to be honest with you. I believe in the philosophies because I was raised on that type of philosophy in my basketball life in terms of playing in school and coaching and all that. I feel the same way he does. But when your defense, it's like defense is slipping. It's like, as a coach like that, you got to be saying, oh, hell no. Hell no. We got to do something about this. Okay. Like now. Because we can't have that. And last night he called the timeout and he did get in there behind last night. You could see he snatched the mask off and he was mad because they was giving up layups. They was giving up threes wide open. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. The only reason Payton is out there is because he plays defense. He can't shoot. So the only reason he's out there is to play defense. And if we're giving up penetration, wide open layups, and wide open threes, changes have to be made. Period. So yes, you're giving quickly 30 minutes. And I was just a couple of nights ago, I was on, Nick of Time Crew with my man Jay Ellis and them. And I was saying that long as quickly gets the time, he doesn't need to start. Well, I'll change my mind. Start this boy. Play him heavy minutes. Play him heavy minutes and start him. Okay? Let's quit playing around. He is playing adequate defense. He's a willing defender. He has his moments. He is a rookie. But I'd rather deal with that. Okay? Number one. It's time for Bullock to come off the bench. Number two. So it's time to replace Bullock and Alfred Payton in the starting lineup. That's got to be done. Last night, RJ had 3 wide open looks at the basket from the 3-point line. Wide open, nobody around him, and he bricked them. It's just one of those things you're going to have to deal with RJ. And I'd rather deal with that with RJ. I'd rather. Okay. He ended up with 14 points, 7 to 17 from the line, but he had a stat line that, in the future is going to be, he had 7 rebounds. He had 3 assists. He played decent. He played good defense, but he got beat one time. Who was it? I forgot who it was, but they were in the guard. RJ was guarding this person at the 3-point line and in the corner. Dude just did a head and shoulder fake without the ball. RJ leaned. Dude went back door, layup. That can't happen. That can't happen. Okay? No. Not running the baseline with you leaning the wrong way. No, that can't happen. So stuff like that was driving me crazy at the game last night. And then I know it was driving Thibodeau crazy because we saw him on the sideline. This is an unacceptable loss. This is not one we can just say like on Sunday, we played the top team toe to toe, blah, 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 and we was with them. We're going to get better. No. I don't even care that this was a back-to-back. I don't even care. This team, Chicago, was trying its best to give us. They were trying to give us the game. Said, please take it from us. We don't want to win. As you can see, I'm a little upset about that one. I'll call it when I see it. This was a bad loss. I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. It's time for some changes to be made. So I'm expecting some changes. Okay. So Knox, if you're not going to play him and he's not hurt, I expected him to come out and say he sprained his ankle or his groin was sore or his knee, something that he's getting DNPs. That didn't happen. So put him into the G League and give him some reps then. Okay. And it's time to see where Frank Ntilikina is. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all stupid Ntilikina haters. GTFOH. Don't even call my channel. Because I want to tell you something. We need some perimeter defense. We need it. We said it in the beginning of the season. Okay, we were talking about that. We need perimeter defense. Frank Ntilikina is the best perimeter defender on the New York Knicks roster. Period. And if he's healthy, you better put him out there. Because you ain't getting nothing from Alfred Payton. You're not getting no offense. And then on perimeter, he's getting beat. Okay, he's getting beat. If the only reason you out there, okay, so like JJ Redick or, you say, let's say you JJ Redick. JJ Redick, the only reason he'd be on the floor for a team is because he can shoot. Right? If he's not shooting, what's he doing? He's wasting your time. Okay? Some players are specialists like that. Alfred Payton is like that. The only reason he's on the floor is because he can play defense. And he does attack the basket, but don't ask him to shoot too much because he can't shoot. Okay, fine. But if he's not playing the defense at the level you're expecting him to play, what are you doing? What are you doing? Reggie Bullock bricks more than, he laid more brick talking about RJ shooting like Ray Charles. This guy should have just had the shades on. Period. So if you're not playing defense, that's why they got you out there. And if you're not hitting your open threes for Reggie Bullock, that's why they got you out there. It's time for you to come off the bench a little bit, man. Okay, it's time for you to come off the bench a little bit. I don't mind keeping Alec Burks and Nolens Noel and Austin Rivers coming off the bench. Okay, you know why? Because these guys are career bench players. Their career coming off the bench. Burks could start if you need him to. And Burks played. Burks did work yesterday. 18 points, 6 to 12. And the thing is, I noticed over the last few games about him is that the difference between him and like a real star is a real star doesn't make some of the bonehead mistakes Burks made, number one. And then number two, aside from that, he's more consistent. But Burks can score, and Burks does play defense. Okay? So if you want to start him, I have no problem. But if you want to keep your bench strong and have Burks and Rivers and Nerlens Noel come off the bench, fine. Okay. Randall played 39 minutes yesterday. 23, 11, and 7, and 2 steals. No, look, yesterday I noticed Randall reverting to some of his old habits, including there was an extremely important possession we had that we needed a basket. I think we were down 3. We needed a basket. And homie did the spin move. He did it 3 times in the play and lost the ball. Now, as much as I want to yell at Julius Randle, I cannot. You know why I cannot? At that point, Julius is desperate. And he's like saying, I got to do something. Okay? So that's when you start seeing him force stuff. He actually, at that moment, from what I saw, he lost confidence in some of his teammates. And I can understand. He had thrown the ball to RJ wide open in the corner 3 times, and that boy bricked like Ray Charles. Okay? And he's like, I can't do that again. He had thrown the ball to Alfred Payton, of course. He bricked too. What's he going to do? He said, we need a basket. I don't want him forcing it, though. He should still make the right basketball play. But I understand. I understand. Okay? I understand. So, and how you going to fault the guy playing at an all-star level, carrying your team? So if he's going to make a mistake, okay. That's the one you wink at and say, oh, come on, Julius, make the right basketball play. I know it's hard. Trust your teammates, even if they bricking all night long. Make the right basketball play. Okay? So I don't blame him for that. But that was a crucial turnover, man. But, yeah. And Rivers, if he's not getting 23 in the game, he just disappears. If he's scoring, but if he's not, it's like that. Okay. So we need some changes. I want to see IQ start, and not just start. I want to see him in the game for a long time, 35, 40 minutes. Okay. Bring that kid in there and give me Frank Ntilikina. Give me some perimeter defense now. Okay. Give me some. I need it. I need to see some defense. And I know Thibodeau is going, his first move is going to be get his foot up in their behind and hope and just put more effort in. But sometimes guys do their best. They just, they're not stars, man. I mean, it is what it is, right? So you're going to get but so much out of them. You're going to get but so much out of them. Okay? Like, again, the core of Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, IQ, they respond and they're gonna bring up to another level. All of those guys do that. But Alfred Payton, like I said, Alfred Payton, but these are journeymen. These are guys that are, Alfred Payton. Not Alfred Payton. Burks is not really a journeyman. He spent most of his time in Utah, and then he went to Philly and he went to Golden State. So I guess technically he'd be a journeyman, but that was all in the last year and a half. He mostly was in Utah, Alec Burks. But Alfred Payton, Reggie Bullock, these are journeyman players that are basically backups, man. And we can't expect them to perform at a high level over a long time. We already know what they are. Okay? So it's time to put them in their place where they really belong, off the bench. Okay? Especially if they're not performing at the level you need. So they got a second game coming up in Chicago tomorrow night. I'm expecting some changes. If I don't see it, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm expecting some changes to the lineup. This is some BS. We can't be having this, man. You can't be losing to a team. I was just saying the other day that on Friday night, the Knicks outclassed the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they did. They outclassed the Cavaliers. Okay, they really did. And yes, the schedule is tough, but last night, when a team is trying to give you the game, when they're saying to you, they're turning the ball over at the wrong time, they're throwing the ball all into the third row, they're not hitting the open shot, they're saying to you, please take the game from us. We don't want it. And the Knicks just didn't do it. They just didn't respond. It wasn't even like they both punched us in the mouth and we didn't respond. They were like, please beat us up. Please take our lunch money. And the Knicks said, nah, we ain't going to do that. It's just, it was so frustrating. The Chicago Bulls had 30 assists last night. 30. What does that tell you? Even in their infutility, the ball was moving. The ball was moving. Now, Laurie Marketing, I mean, boy is good. I know he's good. He ain't 30 points in, one half good. I mean, they started making changes, after he started getting hot, probably like the third quarter. They started, forcing the ball out of his hands, which they should have done earlier. That's been their mistake a lot this year. Letting the guy go off for too long before deciding, hey, it's enough. Because if you look at their roster, their scorers are Marketing, Kobe White, and Levine. That's who they got. We did a good job on Levine. He ended up with 21, and he was very efficient last night. But for most of the game, he was quiet. Of course, at the end, he was going off. And then Kobe White ended up with 13. They were pretty good at bottling him up, pretty much, especially when IQ was on. But Marketing, you can't let that happen, man. You can't. Not with this team. If it, like I said, if it's the Lakers or the Clippers, all right, what you gonna do, right? But the Chicago Bulls, come on, man. That can't happen. No, not unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So I'm looking for some changes. I'm looking for some lineup changes. I'm looking for some more, because you're talking about earning minutes. I think it's pretty clear. And please tell me, I don't always tell you this, because some of y'all give comments I don't even want. But I do want to hear, do y'all think that Emmanuel Quickley has legitimately earned the starting spot in more minutes? Tell me if you think, because I think he has, if you're talking about earning minutes now, you're talking about performance now, it seems to me that the kid has earned his spot. We're not talking about just based on his future promise. He has earned the spot. He has earned the time. He should get the time. Okay, quit bringing him off the bench and wasting time. Put this boy in the starting lineup. Let him run stuff. Okay, let him know he's going to get 35 minutes and he's going to be out there till his tongue whack. Let's do this. Okay, that's number one. And can we please, let's do something about Reggie Bullock. You do something. I mean, obviously you're not going to start Kevin Knox. I would. You think I'm crazy, but I would start Kevin Knox. Because there's confidence with that kid. Okay? It's confidence. His confidence is hurt. Okay? But, okay, you're not going to start him. Put him in G League, let him play. But give me somebody else. Give me somebody else. Give me Alec Burks. Give me Alec Burks in the starting line. Give me somebody else. Okay? Do something. As you can see again. Now, Obi Toppin, this whole season has been frustrating for Obi, man. And I feel it. It's been frustrating for him. He has not had the minutes to go off the way he wants to go off. He has not had the minutes to get in the flow. It's spot stuff, so that you expect him to come off and kind of explode. Kind of a tough situation for a guy that was the man just a year ago. He was the man. Every play was run for him. Okay? It's definitely not like that now. And the thing is that you can see with him that talent-wise, he could play. I mean, he obviously could play. He could play in the NBA at a high level. But he just has not gotten the minutes. And I don't know what to do, because in order to get him the minutes, you got to reduce minutes for either Randall, Robinson, or Noel. Because this kid, he's not a 3. And even if he was, what you going to do? Sit RJ Barrett for him? I wouldn't. Because RJ's been playing, even though he's technically a 2, he's been playing like a 3, killing other 3s. Maybe you put him, hey, here's an idea. Let's start him instead of Reggie Bullock. Let's start him at, he would be a 3 at that point, but I say let's start him instead of Reggie Bullock. There's an idea. Give me Obi Toppin. Reggie Bullock got 22 minutes. Give me Obi Toppin and get 22 minutes. Let's see what he does. Anyway, about Emmanuel Quickley, tell me if I'm crazy, or should Quickley be getting the starting role right now? Did he not earn it? That's what I'm saying. Did he not earn the starting role? That's what I want to see. I want Quickley in that lineup. I want Peyton off the bench. I want Frank to come forward and give me some Frank minutes for defense, because he plays the perimeter defense. Give me that. And not only that, his shooting has improved, if you're paying attention. It has improved from last year. Even the beginning of this year, Frank's shooting has improved tremendously. And so let's give him a shot. Give him some, give the boy some minutes and see what he can do. And then let's see where we go from here, because this is some crap, man. Last night was stinker, man. I was not happy. It was one of those bad ones. That you don't want to see it. Well, even that, and I'm going to look at the bright side. It's an improvement from past Knicks teams. I mean, we didn't get blown out, but I'm past that expectation now. I'm expecting us to be in every game. We're supposed to be a defensive team. And when you play garbage cans like the Chicago Bulls, you're supposed to win, especially when they try to give you the game. Tell me what y'all think about IQ anyway. Here you go. Here we go. Let's see what happens Wednesday. To me, Wednesday's big because I want to see some changes. If he trots out that same starting lineup, I may not even watch the game. I'm just like that. I'm feeling like that. I'm not feeling this no more, man. I'm not. Come on. You done already tried this. Let's do it. Just do something else now. Okay? Shalom.